Good morning, everybody, or afternoon or evening, wherever you may be located, and welcome back to Live Coding Second Breakfast. I'm your host, Christy, and if you're new here, again, welcome. But if you're not, you know that the last several streams that we've been working on a smart garden, so trying to integrate agentic AI into our community garden app that we run at the Hack Zones. But I really enjoyed working on that, but as much as I enjoyed it, I felt like we needed a bit of a change. So today we are shifting to using Build Agent to create an app. Don't worry though, we're staying inside the Hack Zone. We're going to create an app or start creating an app that supports our Hack Zones at various different locations or different events. So if you think about how we run those and how we run those demos, there's always somebody at the booth that's responsible for running those demos, giving the talk track, answering questions and those sorts of things. And traditionally, when we've done that in Hack Zones in these demos, all of those apps run on different instances. So that means every instance has to be maintained, upgraded. We have to give access to everybody. And generally speaking, most of them don't have SSO. So we're also giving local accounts to people. That's impossible to manage. Sometimes they have admin access. So we want to try to simplify some of that. And so to do that, we are going to create a Hack Zone Hub app that's going to give people the ability to log into a centralized instance that has SSO. They can see the demos they have access to very easily, click on the demo to open it and start it. And also, if they don't have the access they need, they can request it from there as well. And we're going to use Build Agent to do that. Oh, telling me about your first breakfast. So yeah, I've not had second breakfast yet. I had a granola bar today and a banana. I've been eating yogurt a lot and got really sick of yogurt. Didn't feel like yogurt, but I did have my coffee in my little I Heart Mom mug that my brother and sister-in-law got for me for Mother's Day one year. So you can see my husband and my kids. And when they were very small, this kid now is 10. So this mug has seen some years. So, and that's my youngest who is now 7. And this was his birthday, actually. We had these pictures made, cute little outfit. So that was my breakfast. I'm terrible about having a second breakfast, which is probably good. I probably could use it. Yeah. So let's see. More interesting was recent snack plum, apple, and pear cake with coffee. That sounds delicious, Ben. I'm a little jealous of that one. Very fancy. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Laszlo. Thanks, Ben. I like it a lot. I hate washing it because I'm always afraid I'm going to ruin the pictures. All right. So let's flip over to Build Agent. I'm going to put myself picture in picture here so you can get a full view of what Build Agent looks like. So if you're not familiar with IDE interface, this is ServiceNow IDE. And this is basically VS Code kind of embedded inside of ServiceNow. And you have your Build Agent on the right here. That is your vibe coding or conversational coding assistant. You can ask it any number of questions. It's not just going to build things for you, but as it says here, you can also ask it about building in Fluent. You can ask it about really anything, and it's going to come back and give you answers, ask clarifying questions, so on and so forth. And when I first started using this, my first question was, how is this different from something like app generation? And if you think about app generation that is used in the Now Assist panel, it's also giving you clarifying questions or asking clarifying questions to build an app for you. But I would say that's more of kind of the low code sort of experience and kind of lowers the barrier of entry for people to build apps. Because once you're done with it, and then puts you into Studio or App Engine Studio to allow you to continue building. And as someone who's somewhere in between a low coder and a pro coder, I find that super useful to very, very quickly help me build kind of the foundation of an app, like the tables and a record producer, and then go build on from there. IDE is definitely more for the experience builder. It uses Fluent and TypeScript if you want to use TypeScript in here as well. So it's a bit more advanced, I would say, and more for the pro code side of things. So I'm a complete noob when it comes to Fluent. So we're going to be learning together here. I'm probably going to make a lot of mistakes, but hopefully we learn something together as we're building. Oh, let's see. Can we download this no IDE online? I believe it's a plugin that you can actually install. Instance. IDE, that's awesome. Build agent is yeah, also it's available inside your assets where you can use it. My mic not wonky. What does it sound like? Am I not loud? Or does it sound like lost my audio? Like I'm underwater. Why do I always have the worst issues with audio? Fading in and out. Plug maybe. There. Oh no, I'm back. I don't know what's up. Like I'm looking at my input on StreamYard and it's showing. Wow, weird. Thanks, guys. All right, let me know if it happens again. We'll see what happens. It's like a change thing. All right, so we are going to ask build agent to build an app. So I'm going to say what is that? Let's see. Well, I want to get that more detailed than that. I'm going to build a app. Yeah. For that's really live coding. Yeah. Yay. What's live coding without some technical snafus, right? This is the only input fancy Scarlett Solo input with a fancy mic. That's really weird. I don't know what's up with that. Let's see. Is there something weird on my mic settings? Let's turn off some of these things here. Is that any better at all? Maybe. Yeah, I just turned off the filtering, but now I don't see anything. Yeah, I'm looking at StreamYard. Oop. What is happening? It was good a minute ago. How about now? Because StreamYard's not showing any audio coming through. That's very strange. Okay. Can you guys hear me better now? Or not at all? I turned off everything else. All muted now. Okay. Thank you for that. Let's see. How about now? What on earth? That's weird. Better or worse? Or not at all? Love that. Okay, thank you. Sorry. I'm over here like talking and didn't think anybody could hear me. Okay. Yeah, no doubt, Laszlo. We'll go with this and see if it's steady. I just don't see any input in StreamYard. Okay. The app will serve as a place for people to see what access they have to Hackzone apps and also be able to request access if they need it. But very low volume. All right, we can fix that for sure. I can up the output on that one. see if that's any better. And my gain is up. Make it hot. Hot mic. Okay. I'll help you create a Hackzone Hub ServiceNow application. This sounds like a great access management solution. Let me start by creating the new ServiceNow app with the core structure. Yes, please do that. What I will call out with Fluent, normally when I build apps like this, I would immediately go toward like a portal and creating a record producer for a portal. But with Fluent, it does have the ability to create Service Portal widgets and like UI pages. But right now it can't create a whole portal yet. I know with every release we've added on more and more file types that Fluent supports. So likely what's going to happen is this is going to create a UI page would be my guess, probably in something like React or something of that nature. Okay, so it says it's created my scope, Hackzone Hub. Excellent. Let me plan the architecture based on your requirements. I'll need to create several key components. So it's going to create my tables, business rules. Let's make that bigger, and roles for proper access. So this is what I was talking about. This is all in TypeScript. So this is very different than what you're used to seeing if you're building in the platform on the like App Engine Studio side or the Studio side. I don't know what's going on with the mic. Like I've cranked it up on my inputs here and not sure why. And my mic is literally like right here. So sorry. So sorry. I'll figure it out on the replay and I'll edit it and hopefully crank up my voice a little bit. Okay. So let's see. So let's go back. It's created a user access, a table called user access, access manager.js. It's creating all kinds of good stuff. And you can see it as it's creating this. You can see it over here in all of your source. So you can see Fluent. So business rules, there's a business rule if it's going to create a business rule. Grant access on approval. Neat. There's our tables. So access request table, Hackzone app table, and user access table. Yep. And there's our UI page that it's creating too. So let's see what it comes back with. And the difference here too is you do go through kind of a compiling or build process as you are building out your app, which is very different than what you're used to using in something like just building in Studio or building in App Engine Studio. While that's working, let's see if we can figure out what's going on with this audio. It's set to auto volume. And it's like, if I crank it up, is that better or worse? Sorry, hopefully I don't like blast your ears off if it comes back and is normal again. Okay, components directory and individual components. Cool, cool. Even creating our nice styles. We should also, once it's finished creating all this, we should also get a link to actually be able to view the page. So hopefully it looks nice. What on earth is happening? Let me go get my AirPods to see if it's my interface. I don't think it's my interface though. I just recorded video today and it was fine. The audio was fine. Yeah, weird. Now, the other cool thing about what I found with Build Agent is also it runs some diagnostics when it's done building to make sure there's no errors. But the other thing that's really nice, if you run into an error message and you see it in like console, you can tell it like, hey, I'm getting this error in the console, and it will go and troubleshoot. It'll run a troubleshooter against it. And what I've found is current state is kind of hit or miss whether it actually corrects the issue or not. But if you can find the error and you can find where it's actually causing the error and you tell it where it is, it will actually go back and correct it for you, which is pretty cool. It's taken its sweet time. Create the remaining components. cool. I need to create the my request component first. That's a lot of stuff. I didn't realize it was going to take this long from the very first prompt. But it's also kind of just building the foundation as well. Where's my background music? Don't I have background music? It says it's playing, but maybe it is. Can't tell. Okay. Run diagnostics. Oh, didn't like that. What did it find? So it found an issue in something that it's building. The string is not assignable to Boolean. Oh, yeah. Okay. So let's see if it can go back and successfully fix it. I need to fix the Boolean values in the sample data. Okay. Yep. So it converted those trues from string into an actual Boolean. Gotta say, this build agent infused IDE looks great, like VS Code with GitHub Copilot or Codex. It's pretty cool. Like I said, I tested it out last week a little bit before I did the stream because I didn't want to go in like completely blind to it. And I was pretty impressed. It was very cool. So can we do this bit in our PDIs too? No. Sorry, not yet, not yet. I'm hopeful that one day you will be able to do this in PDIs, but because it uses AI, currently no. I don't believe you can use build agent in a PDI. Okay, so it looks like it says it's created my app, and it's going to give me a rundown of everything it created. It created the app, user access, so tables, okay, access requests, business logic, automated access granting business rule automatically grants access when. I'd be curious to see what that looks like. And then some sample data. What would you like to do next with your HackZone application? This application is fully functional and ready to build and deploy. So this is what I was talking about earlier. With Build Agent, you do have to build and deploy the app because this is just kind of like source code. And then it does build it and deploy it. So even if I went to look for the UI pages right now in the instance, they wouldn't be there. Let's go ahead and build it and see what it looks like. Build and deploy. Yeah, kind of a bummer, Ben. I know it is a bummer. At least you do get IDE, which is a starting point. But yeah, bummer that we can't use build agent there yet. Oh, it didn't like that, huh? Failed to build, could not resolve runtime, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So again, it's trying to fix. Dependencies, good. And let's see if it can fix itself and then build it successfully. And then we'll go check it out on the platform and see if we can see what it looks like. Yeah, I hope so. Okay, there we go. Deploy. Let's approve it. I want to see what it looks like. Deploy. Let's go because I am. So I did, as I mentioned before, kind of tinker with this before to make sure that I wasn't a whole noob. And I was able to get this far in about an hour. And this was my previous attempt at building. So an hour. Took me an hour to get there. So I'm going to go to UI pages. We want to do that again. Oh, good. You installed it. So there's HackZone Hub. That's the page that we just built. This is our UI page. And let's try it and see what it gives me. Maybe it looks similar. Maybe it looks different. Definitely looks different than what it did before. Looks like it doesn't like the dashboard. Yeah, it just says loading. Let's see if that's an error or if that's something that we, should be concerned about. So let's turn on our developer tools and go to our console. I don't see any errors, so it probably just doesn't know what to do with anything yet. So let's go back. Oh, nice. And so it's given us our list to our tables and things too. So I could have just clicked on that and gone to there. There you go. That would have been easier, but so far we've got a dashboard. That's good. Now we just need to add some capabilities here. Sample data includes some Hackzone apps and test requests so that you can immediately see. Nice. Okay. So it created this table with some demo data. I like the fact that it created demo data. That was pretty neat. And the application URL, good. Approval required. I didn't think about that. So being able to say whether approval is required or not for these different things, that's a nice add. Did not ask it to do that, but that's cool. Awesome. Okay. All right. So what do we want to do next? Maybe we should work on building out the dashboard to show what the person has access to. So let's tell it, let's work on the dashboard to show what the user has access to. What the user, the logged in user, has access to. Access will be granted, not graded, granted to the user based on roles in the various Hackzone apps. Like, let's do like SmartKeg, see if it'll add some extra things. So we have SmartKeg on this instance. We have Make Farm, not Farm, Farm. We're gonna have LiquorBots and Smart Garden. Let's see if it will do anything fun like that. It's very cool. Let's see what it comes up with for our dashboard. Now you can, as you're using Build Agent, if you want to make manual changes to the Fluent code here on the left, you can do that. You can make changes here and it will continue to build. But if you look at these files on the back end, actually let's look at this first. So sample and real. Oh, it's adding in SmartKeg. Nice. Okay. The URL is not correct, but that's all right. We'll fix that later. Nice. So it's adding our real examples to our demo data. Cool. Okay. Let's let finish thinking. Hopefully the LiquorBot doesn't start suggesting drinks for the Smart Garden. I mean, that's a pairing that I hadn't thought of. Well, hope not. I don't think that would be particularly good for the plants. I don't think booze is suggested for feeding plants. Or the other way around, dispatching herbal tea. Hey, you know what? If you guys watched Earl's streams not too long ago, and he was using, now as his skill kit, he kept getting breakfast smoothies. That was pretty funny. I would wonder if we run into that bug here. Or I don't remember what the cause of that was either, but that was pretty funny. Oh, but you could use herbs for the Smart Garden to cocktails to make. Now you're talking. Use the basil, because you can use, what drinks have basil? Isn't there drinks with basil? Definitely mint. I have a ton of mint. Mint does not die. If you ever plant mint, make sure to not plant it near any of your other herbs. Otherwise, all of the herbs will start tasting like mint. I had like mint flavored basil in my garden for a while. Great minds indeed. Great idea, guys. A whole new integration that I never thought of before. It's actually not a bad idea now that I think about it. If you think you're at a CreatorCon event and you're going to the LiquorBot to get a drink, you could hop on over to the Smart Garden and pluck some mint off the plant to put mint in your why my mint julep? You could have a mint julep. You could have a Moscow Mule that has mint in it. A mojito with mint. That's a great idea. Put that on the backlog. Still says loading dashboard. Request access. My requests. Okay. Nothing on there. Anything bombing out in the console? I don't see anything. Okay. The dashboard looks clearly. Okay, so we've run into our first issue. We're not seeing anything on the dashboard, so we're going to tell build agent that I'm not seeing anything on the dashboard. Should I be seeing something? I like how conversational it is, honestly. I'm a big fan of the conversational coding. That's how I built stuff for Portal, using ChatGPT, some Claude, like definitely a game changer for me, no doubt. Mint potted too, yeah. Mint is prolific. It doesn't die. It's like a weed, I feel like. I don't know that much about cocktails. I mean, I know the couple that I like Moscow Mule. I like the mint in the Moscow Mule. I do like a mojito, but I'm more of a wine person if I'm being honest. But I can't drink it when it's hot outside. It has to be, well, I drink white, and I don't care what it is. But like if I want red wine, it has to be cold outside or fall-ish before I can sit down and drink red wine. So I'm looking forward to the upcoming season of it being a little cooler. Let's see. Can you put this screenshot into the agent chat also with your prompt? Good question. Let's see. Just know about getting jazzy. Well, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Well, let's see. Let's go ahead. Oh, okay. We'll go back to that in a second. I don't see a place to upload an image, but we'll go back to that in a minute. We'll ask it if we actually can. So you should definitely be seeing content on the dashboard. Let me troubleshoot this. The issue is likely the sample data I created uses hard-coded user IDs and don't match your actual logged-in user. Noted. Okay, I probably should have checked that. Now let me build and deploy the updated version. Current user. So good, now it's changing it to loading for the current user. Or no, it's just debugging there. Sorry. I mean, I feel like it should just change the demo data, right? Little emojis. Isn't that nice? Welcome back, current user. It doesn't show that it's changing my data, sample data, but let's see what it does. Yeah, I don't think you can upload. I'll try to do like a copy. I'll try to snag a screenshot and upload it and see what happens after it's finished deploying here. Let's check our demo data while we're at it. Though I doubt that it, app name. I don't know if it created. Why are you being so ridiculous? Let's go. Oh, I bet it's in that one. Let's turn off our console. It's taking up too much space. I doubt it created a filter nav. Okay, perfect. Now try accessing the dashboard. Let's try it again. Give it another shot. Nope. Nothing there. Let's check the data. Since it said it was the data, can you tell me, do you see the stats cards and available apps? No. What does the debug information show? Nothing. Oh, we need to look in the logs to see. Would you like me to update the sample data? That's probably cool. That would be good. Let's answer the questions though. No. We can look in the logs. Let's look at logs. And all of them. Oh, it's garden. Still haven't turned off those alerts, Laszlo. My bad. I don't see. There's build agent. I don't know what that is, but I would think it would be coming from our Hackzone source. And I don't see anything that would have been recent enough to be our Hackzone source. My partner says basil or coriander for Bloody Mary cocktail. Yummy. I love a spicy Bloody Mary. Those are the best. Maybe I need to grow peppers. Make them hot. But not too hot, because then I'll cry and I'll be sad. I don't see any debug info, so let's say no debug info that I can see. Yes, please update the sample data. Also, we wanted to see if we could do a screenshot. Let's try to grab a screenshot. This is what I see. This is what will tell it that I see. My clipboard. Capture. Can I paste? Can't paste an image. That sounds like a heck of an enhancement, for sure. And to do the multi-line, it's literally just shift enter. That's what I was doing to do that multi-line. Otherwise, when I hit enter, it would have sent a response back. I see the issue. If you're not seeing any demo or debug, it means the React app itself might not be loading properly or the user profile API call is failing. Let me fix this by making the dashboard more robust and adding better error handling. Okay, great. There's all the code behind. I wonder if that's necessary. I don't know. I'm also new when it comes to React. I don't know if all of that is necessary to use the API. I'm going to assume that it is because I'm the noob here, but we'll see. You know, this whole thing with the audio is really strange because I also don't hear background music. Do you guys hear background music? Usually I do. I barely hear it. It's like not there. So strange. So strange. Okay. Really bizarre. Excellent. Thanks. Thanks for validating that. Okay. Try multiple methods to get the user info, current user info. Console.log. Oh, we were looking in syslogs. It's writing it to the console. How dare I? Okay. Let's turn our DevTools back on. And let's see. Now I hear the background music. So strange. And yeah, not seeing anything in the console. Go away. I feel like I should see more than that. Weird. Okay. Let's see what it comes back with. We're building. Improve. Let's deploy it and see what happens. All right. Says it is complete. I'm impatient, so we're going to try to refresh it again. Maybe I'm just not giving it enough time. I would expect something in the logs, right? But I don't see anything. Or something in the console. I would expect to see something there. Why do I have absolutely nothing? Oh, there we go. Yay, that's better. I'm object. Great. I'm more than an object, thank you very much. That looks nice. Okay. It's a good start. That's a good start. Let's fix the object thing, but good. So it shows me I don't have any access yet. I can request access. It added all of the example ones I had here. Very cool. Okay. What kind of access I need? Neat. Does this form work? Let's try. Test it. Very fancy. Not bad for not writing any code. I dig it. but will it show in my requests if I do that? No. Okay. Well, that's all right. That's all right. I didn't expect it all to work. Very cool. And there's my little, I don't know what that's supposed to be. Agricultural management platform. Not even close, but it probably got that from the word farm. The real dev tattoo? Which one is that? Oh, Object is the dev tattoo. I have a 3D printed badge here somewhere that has that on it. It was Eric Rimmer, I think, that was 3D printed those at Knowledge a couple years ago and gave them out to people. That was very cute. It had the little donut on it and everything. Very neat. Okay, that's good progress. Let's see. This looks great. Let's give some positive affirmations back. This looks great. But my name is reflected as object. Can we fix that? Very cool. I'm impressed. I recently found out you can get farm simulators now linked to one of them. Yes. My kids are obsessed with Farm Simulator. I also got like the iPad, the Apple Arcade version of Farm Simulator on my iPad and spent more hours than I would like to admit playing that game. It's kind of boring, honestly, because like you're just like plowing fields and seeding fields and all of that, and you can set them. You can have workers essentially that you're paying to go and do the work as well, but I loved it. I don't know, maybe I like boring-ish games, but I found it quite fun. Which one is your favorite, Ben? Farm Simulator. Which one do you like to play? My kids also like Flight Simulator. That one is super fun. Okay, so let's see. Try different possible name fields. Okay, user.name, return user.name.display name. All right. So we're building, good. Well, let's go ahead and approve the deploy. Installed, and let us refresh. Hey, there we go. It's got my name now. Great. Current user. Okay, that's all of our debug info, so that's good. Okay. Nice. Although I feel like this available Hackzone apps should be here, because the idea of the hub really is for people to have like a launching ground from for the demos that they're actually running from the booth. So let's see if we can move the available Hackzone apps above the access block here. Yes, the name is showing now. I wonder if I can give it multi-directions. Can we also move the, what did we call that section? I forget. My available Hackzone apps. Okay. Available Monday, guys. Still not typing well. Available Hackzone apps above the access request section on the dashboard. My fingers just can't find the right spot to land. That's a question, not a statement. Great. I don't get simulator games, but I was going to get one for my partner's father who does the lion's share of the growing here. Oh, so you're asking one. Oh, you want a link to one of them. I will, oh man, I'll have to find the links to the ones that we have and send it to you. I think we're connected on LinkedIn, so I'll share it with you on LinkedIn what we play. Does he have an iPad that he likes to use? Because if so, the arcade version isn't bad, and if you pay for Apple Arcade, it's free it's part of the subscription, kind of like Game Pass on like Xbox or whatever. Okay. The only thing is it's kind of slow sometimes at responses. There we go. So dashboard, absolutely, that makes perfect sense from a user experience perspective, showing what's available first, then what you have access to. Okay. Well, that's not really what I wanted though, was it? Huh, we might have to rethink that because I really kind of want their access to be reflected on the card here. So show them that they have this available to them and they can click on it and open it. And this be more for like the requests they have submitted. So we'll have to figure that out. See if we can change that around. What did you guys all do this weekend? Anything fun? My kids and I went to an open house at the New Haven Union Station train yard, which was really cool because my kids both are really into trains. We like to ride the trains here. And you got to go in the train and like sit in the engineer's spot and like play with the controls and things. It was all really cool. It was fun to see that. Always fascinated by like big machinery and things. All right, so there's our dashboard. So it moved my available Hackzone apps there. Great. Request access to apps. Good. Yeah, these are all loading now. Great. So I think what I want to ask it to do, what happens if I click on? None of them are clickable yet. That's okay. I think what I want to ask it to do is reflect the user's status on these actual cards itself, whether they have access to it or not, just to kind of keep the page from having to be scrolled down instead, kind of like the one that I tested with last week. I want it to be very visible that they have access or not. So let's try that. See what's available. This makes it easier. I like to reflect the logged in users access to the Hackzone apps on their respective cards in the available Hackzone app. Oh man. They should be able to click on the card to request access. If they don't have it, if they do have it, they should see the links to open the apps on the card. See, the links could be to a UI and or the admin experience. So the other thing with the Hackzone apps, not only are we demoing the app itself and like how it works, or not how it works, but like what the experience looks like. So for instance, like the Make Farm, they go to a portal, they click on a card on the portal, they put in the information they want, like their name that they want to put on the Lego or whatever the thing is that they're engraving. They put all that information and they submit it, very much like a traditional ordering experience. But as somebody who is also running the demo, people inherently ask questions like, how does it work? Is there a flow behind it? Can I see the way it was built? Like, can you show me more about it? So we want the person who has access to this demo also to be able to show the workflows behind it, at least get a read-only view into like the code if somebody really wants to dig deep into it, or the data that supports that app. So there may be a couple different links for that person or experiences for that person to have to open in order to sufficiently demo the app. So that's why I say the links could be either a UI or more admin experience. All right. Excellent idea. I love the affirmation from AI. It's great, isn't it? So it's going to change up our dashboard. Get user access for help or for app. Now first, interactive with access status. Let's see what it comes back with our UI. Oh, hey, Earl. Hi. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Baking. What kind of baking does your partner do, Ben? The only thing that I was ever decent at baking was sometimes cheesecake. I suck at bread. Terrible at bread. My husband's really good at making bread, but I'm awful at it. He might change some things. We might get Earl in here stirring the pot. Who knows? All right, so we deployed it. Let's see what she looks like now. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, okay. We have a very large red button on all of these to say request access. Does it take us to request access? No, it doesn't, but that's okay. That's all right. But it took away our section at the bottom, so that's nice. But we want that button to actually take them to that or open a modal. One or the two. All right. So one-click access requests or app launches. Looking good. Looking good, AI. This is great. Looking good. Can we make the request access buttons work? Right now, they do nothing. I don't have to troll. That's true. That's true. But that's okay if you do. Makes it more fun that way. She does sourdough bread, all sorts of cakes and biscuits. This week was oh, she made the plum, apple, and pear cake. My goodness, that sounds really good. I'm jealous. I'm always jealous if people are such good bakers. I've been watching the Great British Bake Off show on Netflix. There's a new season of it right now, and the people on that show make just amazing things. This week was like chocolate week, and they made like these big chocolate fondue fountains, but not with like a machine for the fondue. They had to create the structure of the fondue. It was pretty incredible, some of the things people came up with. Last week was bread week. Oh, I mean, I do have to troll. I meant to say I don't have time to troll today. I know the mornings are busy for you and take up your troll time. That's too bad. It's okay. We'll just save it for Travis's stream on Thursday. Or your stream on Wednesday. How about that? The current use window.location.hash for navigation, but the main app component uses state-based routing. The dashboard doesn't have access to navigate function, so let me fix that by passing the navigate function as a property. Cool, okay. I find it interesting how it builds certain things a certain way, and then it finds its own issues later on. Like, oh, you're right, that doesn't work, let's fix it. I just question, like, then why does it do it that way in the first place? Don't know. I mean, that's not just a build agent thing. Like, I found that with like most things I've used for building, most AI providers I've used for building, things like that happen because they realize like, oh, you're right, that won't work, but that's okay. It finds it. Oh, deployed. Okay, let's see what we get. Refresh. Still big red buttons. Hey, good. Oh, and it auto-populates for me. Oh, that's fancy. I dig it. And I get a back button that doesn't work. Okay. So does this actually work now and create it? It says that it does. Oh, there it is. Isn't that handy? And it will show it to you. But that date is missing. How cool is that? And there's my pending requests. Not clickable yet. What if I do Smart Garden? That's really neat. Okay. So what do we want to work on next? We want to take off the debug info. And let's try to make these buttons clickable too, the dashboard buttons clickable. You should be taking a request access page. Oh, maybe we should leave the debug for now. Let's leave the debug for now. Doesn't hurt to have it there. I tend to do more basic bread and cheesecake. Man, I love a good cheesecake. I used to bake cheesecakes all the time, and I just haven't done it in so long. I'd finally gotten to the point where I could make a cheesecake and they wouldn't split in the middle. I was very proud of myself for doing that. Okay, so that is doing that. So we wanted to leave the debug info since it seems to be updating that section. So it's handy to have it there. So we'll leave it there while we're building. And then let's make the dashboard. Oops, nope. Cards that show the, what else does it show? Available apps, my access, and pending request. Available apps, my access, and pending requests. Clickable. Here we go. I guess when it's building initially, it's just algorithmically making something that looks feasible. Aren't the LLMs mainly about pattern recognition? That's a fair point. You're probably right, Ben. That's probably exactly what it's doing. But I'm also like impressed by the fact that it's, at least in Build Agent, when I'm asking it questions or finding an issue, it's going back and finding the problem and then able to fix it, which is kind of nice. When I was testing this kind of last week, I noticed that I was finding errors in the console, or it was telling me, hey, go check your console and look for errors and tell me what you find. I would find the error in the console, paste it into Build Agent, and it took several times for it to actually find it. And well, it said it found it, but it took it several attempts to fix it, saying that it did fix it, but it wasn't really changing anything. And I had to literally say, the error is on this line. So you need to fix this particular line of the code. And then it was like, you know what, you're right. And it went and it actually fixed it. So that's another reason I would say that while I've been able to do all of this work with Build Agent and create this app in Build Agent, I did it without writing code or having to know how to write code. But it just reiterates how important it is for you to be able to check the work of AI and understand what it actually wrote in order to be able to successfully build an app. I think that's important kind of regardless when you're dealing with JavaScript. So Now Assist for Code, when it's doing code generation, super important that you're able to read it and understand what it's writing, both for making sure that it's correct and also troubleshooting purposes. So being able to spot an issue or spot an error, those sorts of things. Okay, I didn't read any of that, so I'm just gonna let it go and do it and see what it comes back with. I'm sure it's fine. And if it's not, we'll fix it. It's okay. Available apps card, click to go to request access. So is it gonna well, we'll see. Let's see. Oh, nice. Click to request access. I don't know if that's what I wanted it to do. No access yet. Pending requests. So that's right. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted it to go there. Don't have the automation yet. Request access. Really kind of what I want to do as well is I want it to tie into the actual apps that are on the platform. and be able to tie into that role-based system. So I think since we only have 4 minutes left, I'll try it, and then we'll wrap up, and then maybe we'll pick it up from that next week. So looks great. We'll keep telling it that it's looking good. Everything looks great. I would like to tie this app into the ServiceNow HackZone apps that live on this instance. They all have roles associated with them that give a person access to the app. And the question is, I don't know if it's best to put all of those apps in a separate table or somehow identify that the apps on the instance are HackZone apps by something in the metadata for the app, or I really don't want to add another field to the sysapp table. So I think I'm going to ask AI to tell me what it thinks is the best approach. What is the best approach to identifying those apps on the platform and displaying them here? I really need voice. I need voice to text. That way you guys don't have to deal with all of my typing snafus. Let's see what it comes back with and what it suggests that we do. Working on it. Whisperflow. What is this? What do I not know about Whisperflow? Is that a voice to text thing I'm not aware of? It's what I use across multiple devices now for voice to text. I'll have to check it out. Because I feel like I would be a lot faster at this than if I could just talk to it rather than having to type. Thanks, Earl. All right. Its suggestion is Discovery plus role-based integration. So phase 1, we discover the apps, create this as app table to find the HackZone applications using a pattern. That's the problem, is that there isn't really a pattern for those, or a configurable set of a list of known HackZone app scopes. For each HackZone app found, discover associated roles by. Okay, real-time access checking instead of our custom user access table. Check. Holy smokes, stop it. I'm still reading. Okay, here's where I wish it would stop. I wish it would stop here instead of just going on and implementing this approach and let me make a decision. Because here I've asked it the question, but I've not said, like, I said that I would like to. So I mean, I guess technically I did ask it to do that. But it would be really nice if it just like let me hit approve instead of going through all this work and churn and going and making the changes and then asking me to then deploy and build. That would be a nice to have, I think, for sure. So 2024, right? Right? All right, this is going to be our last thing that we do before we end the stream today, and then we'll pick up from where we left off. Hopefully you guys were more entertained by the build agent and learned something today with build agent. I certainly did. I think we made really good progress with the build agent. I'm excited about this. I'm excited to show it to Jason because I think he'll be very excited about it too. Jason, when I say Jason, it's Jason McKee. He leads up our CreatorCon space and our program there. And he's the man behind a lot of our different HackZone exhibits that we have. And he's a bad influence and made me buy 3D printers and CNCs and all that. So I blame him for that on the daily basis. I tend to ask AI coding agents, tell me your plans and wait for confirmation before you edit files. I should really do that. We'll try that next time and see if Build Agent will adhere to that, instead of just asking for advice, because it tends to just go and do. But I'm going to blindly follow it because we're at the end of our stream. I'm going to approve it and see what it comes up with and see what it looks like after we do it. And then we'll stop there. Okay. Let's refresh it and cross our fingers. Yeah. Oh no. Well, we got a good place to start for next week because now I have a blank page. Let's see. Let's wait until we actually get a link. Let's see what happens. Try the real integration. Yeah, that doesn't work. Okay. Well, that's certainly where we'll pick it up from next week and see if we can get these real ones working. But you can see it's picking them up. So we've got Hack for Good, which is not a hack zone exhibit, because it has the hack in it, the word hack in it. We're picking those up. So we got to change how it's discovering those real apps and bringing them in. All right. So that's for next week. Thank you all for joining this week. Always such a good time and good to see you guys. And we will see you next time. Bye.